Hello, and welcome to your next lesson. Today, we will be discussing grouping columns and rows in Excel. Grouping your columns and rows will give you the opportunity to contract and expand your data using a button provided by Excel. This will give you the opportunity to better manage your content by collapsing it while it's not in use. You can even create a group within a group, as today's lesson will demonstrate. So join us as we review this brief but beneficial information. Okay, so here we are on our inventory spreadsheet, which contains a large amount of data. Here's where grouping will come in handy. So let's locate our tools and then we will get started on our demonstration. Let's begin by going to the Data tab. Let's go to the Outline group. And here's where you will locate your tools. We will be working with the group and ungroup icons. So I'm going to begin by setting up a group, and then I'll set up subgroups within my group. Okay, so now let's go ahead and grab column A. Let's drag it all the way over to M. Okay, now I want you to go to your Data tab. Let's go to our Outline group. And let's go ahead and get the drop down for group. And let's just go ahead and say group. So as you look to your left, you will see the buttons to open and collapse your group. The number 1 will collapse it, while the number 2 will open it. Let's go ahead and take a look and see if that works by hitting the number 1. Okay, so as you can see, the number 1 did collapse it. Let's select the number 2 to see if we can get it to expand. Okay, and that works. So next I would like to go ahead and set up subgroups within my group. So let's go ahead and select column B through E. Let's head up to our Data tab and our Outline group. And let's go ahead and say group again. Okay. Next I would like to go ahead and select column J through L. Again, let's go ahead and get the drop down from our group and select group. Now you're able to open and close these subgroups just as you can with the primary group. Okay, so now let's go ahead and open and close these just to make sure that they're functioning properly. Okay, now let's go ahead and leave these open because I'm going to go ahead and have you remove the group so you'll know how to undo it. So let's go ahead and select column B through E. And let's head up to our Data tab, our Outline group. And this time we're going to simply say ungroup. Okay, and let's do the same thing for our second subgroup. Let's go ahead and select column J through L, and let's go ahead and say ungroup. So you're basically duplicating the steps required to create the group, except you're going to select ungroup. Okay, so next I'm going to group my rows. Let's begin by grabbing row 2. Let's drag it all the way down to row 345. Let's go ahead, head up to our Data tab, our Outline group, and let's go ahead and select group. Okay, now let's go ahead and select the number 1 to collapse our group and the number 2 to expand it. Okay, that works. Great. Okay, so next I would like to create subgroups based on the year. So in this case, I'm going to grab row 2 and I'm going to drag it all the way down to row 177. These rows have an actual year of 2019. So let's go ahead and head up to our Data tab. Let's grab our Outline group and let's go ahead and say group again. Okay, and here I will use the plus and minus sign to open and collapse my subgroup. So now with 2019 collapsing out of the way, I am free to work with my content for 2020. Okay? Alrighty, so now that's going to go ahead and wrap up this lesson, and I hope you found this information helpful. We will see you in the next video.
Okay, so that wraps up this video. You are well on your way to learning Excel, and I am glad to be your instructor. Be sure to save your work, and then go ahead and take a breather. You certainly do deserve it.